Hey everybody, I'm Mike with Nowhere Bound Adventures, and behind me is my 2022 Tag Boondock Teardrop camper that I actually really love. Don't get the wrong idea from the title of the video. It's a good camper and I enjoy it. Most of the things I'll be pointing out in this video are not deal breakers at all. They're just little annoyances more than anything that have easy workarounds. A lot of stuff I've already done to the camper. There's a few modifications I plan on doing. We'll talk about all of those things. So let's get right to it. This camper is advertised as an off-road camper designed for boondocking, and it is a very capable camper in that regard. The tires are aggressive. It has nice high clearance for the most part. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. One gripe that I do have is that there's no articulating hitch on the camper. If you're advertising a camper to be off-road capable, I think that it should at least have the option to include a fully articulating hitch so that you can get into those off-camber situations off-road. The fact that I'm using a ball hitch and not a fully articulating hitch gives me pause sometimes about taking this on rough trails. I tend to stick mostly with forest roads and maintained dirt roads and things like that. Another thing about this camper regarding the off-road capabilities is that the spare tire is located underneath the camper, and it actually sits quite a bit lower than the axle. I think that spare tire should be mounted on the side or on the roof. Now in the later models, the 2024 Tag Boondock does have the tire mounted on the side. On my camper, the tire is still located underneath. I think that I am eventually going to relocate the spare tire to the front of the tongue box. I don't really use that area for much. I just keep a bucket there, really. And I think that's a good place for the spare tire for now. And if you have any comments about any of these things, feel free to put them below in the comments section. Another gripe I had with this camper is that it did not come with a refrigerator, which to me is crazy. It does come with a 12-volt plug where you can plug in a refrigerator, but it didn't come with a fridge. I had to buy one. It came with an OtterBox cooler that was pretty much a joke. It was a terrible cooler. I hate it. Now they do have a spot for the refrigerator in the galley underneath, but I'll tell you that I have found in the summertime when the weather is really hot, I will travel with the cooler in the Jeep instead of back there, because with the sun beating down on that galley, it's getting really hot inside that compartment. Plus the refrigerator is generating heat itself, just adding to that heat inside that galley. So it makes more sense to keep it in a more climate controlled environment. That way the refrigerator is running more efficiently and it's doing a better job keeping your food cold. This stargazer window on the ceiling right above the bed is really nice, except the shade is made out of like this cheap paper cardboard material, and then watch what happens. It's all messed up and there's really no way around that. It just kind of happens. It always seems to correct itself when you put it up, but then you get these creases in there and it's just doesn't look good. And then with the screen tends to pop out of these side channels, and it has the same issue with the crinkling and stuff. So again, not a deal breaker, but not the best. They could have done better. Let's talk about the awning. A camper at this price should have an awning included, and it just didn't. I had to buy my own. Now it did come with the Yakima roof racks, which was nice, and it made it easy to install the awning when that time came. But I really think an awning should come included with this. Let's talk about the mattress in this thing. It is terrible. It is just the most thin, uncomfortable, barely even a mattress, and I had a terrible time sleeping on it. When you lay on your side, your hips end up digging into the floor underneath. Now I solved that pretty easily by adding a 3-inch foam topper. That really did the trick and took care of the problem. I know that the newer model tags come with an upgraded mattress option, but it costs extra. And I think that the better, cheaper route to go is to do what I did and get a mattress topper. That way you can customize it a little more and you can set it up to suit your own needs. Maybe you don't need 3 inches of cushion, maybe you only need 1 inch or 2 inches. Another problem is that inside there's really no place to sit. The 2024 campers come with an option to upgrade the mattress with a foldable backrest. I've looked at this and it seems to me like an easier solution is to just set up a pillow behind you like I do. I just use large pillows, stick them against the wall behind my back, and that works fine. It might be cheaper and more practical to go the pillow route instead. Another gripe that I had with this camper that they fixed in 2024 is that it came with a lead acid battery, not a lithium battery. It did come with a nice solar panel and an MPPT charge controller, but it stopped short at the battery. I wish they would have just included the lithium battery. One of the upgrades I am going to make this year is getting a lithium battery for my camper. One of the craziest problems with this camper that I just can't believe are the corners on these cabinets. I would wake up sometimes in the morning and without thinking about it, just sit up and smash my head into the corner. And a couple of times I thought I was bleeding. It was bad. These are $4 fix-it Amazon. Just get some of these corner guards, glue them on there, and you're good to go. If you're going to have a boondock camper, what do you need a microwave for? They could have done away with the microwave and used the space for a better heating system, or just use it for cabinet space. The tongue jack is another thing that really bothers me. I think it sits too low below the camper, and it also negatively impacts the ground clearance. There were a couple of times when I've driven through washes and that tongue jack has dragged through the dirt and snow, and it was a real drag, no pun intended. This Suburban cooktop is okay, but it's just okay. It's not the greatest thing in the world. But if you notice, you have all of this open air, and what happens when it's windy? The heat blows away, or the flame is uneven, or the flame is blowing and it's not cooking your food efficiently. My solution was to use these metal panels that I found on Amazon. You can just set them up here. I'll put the link in the description below, but these do a great job of reflecting the heat back towards the stove cooktop, and they also protect it from the wind. I hope this video helps you if you're thinking about getting one of these campers, and maybe gave you some things to consider beforehand. But again, I really do love this camper overall, and I'm glad I purchased it. I think it was a little bit overpriced, but whatever, it's better than a tent. So please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you nowhere soon. Thanks for watching.